hosting a Halloween party can be a little chaotic. Between the soup bar, scary appetizers, spooky desserts, and all the fun games, this Halloween party came together better than I planned.
Isn't she the best?
Or did it? Seriously, I have one job. I'm just so happy today's the Halloween party. Aprons on, let's go. Okay, we've set up things here. As you can see, we moved out part of our couch. We moved it upstairs to the bonus room. We set up 3 tables in this room with some extra chairs. And here's up in the bonus room. We have our other dining room table up here. We'll have that ready to go. And then down in Derek's office, the living room, we have another table. So plenty of space for everyone. We're not sure how many people are gonna be here. Some families didn't RSVP, so we'll see. And I'll clear off the kitchen table here. It's just set up with everything I'm using right now. Okay, I'm adding this cute vinyl tablecloth that I've had forever to this table. Oh, and look at Miss Paige. She is always by my side. She's gonna kill me one day. She always plants herself in the worst spots.
You just lay there, right where Mommy can kill herself. Don't you move. Don't you move.
I'm gonna use these round tablecloths that I found at the Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna add them to the 2 card tables here in the living room. So this is much bigger than my card table, but that's okay. Now I grabbed this tablecloth yesterday. I should have grabbed some round tablecloths like weeks ago because the Dollar Tree were all out of black, orange, and purple, but that's okay. The white will work and I can still make it a little spooky. While I was at the Dollar Tree, I grabbed this Halloween creepy gauze. It is very big. You can use it for curtains. So what I did was just folded it in half and then cut in the middle. So each table will have one. And I am just gonna drape this over the white tablecloth so it still has that spooky feel to it. And I'm gonna do the same thing to this next table. There, not too shabby. All right, to help with how long the tablecloths are, Boston and Derek are helping me tape the tablecloths to under the table. They did a really good job. Now for this long card table, I have another vinyl tablecloth that I'm gonna use. These are so old, but I don't get rid of them. They wipe down so easy. I'm so glad I've always hung on to them. I'm gonna add the last tablecloth to the little table in the living room. And there we go. Now we're back into the kitchen, and this cabinet that I have, I'm gonna use to store all the paper plates, napkins, cutlery, and the bowls we're gonna use for tonight. So since we're having a soup potluck, I didn't wanna use the big paper bowls. So these are the 10-ounce bowls. I like the portion of this, and I thought it'd be easier for trying multiple soups and not getting so full using the big bowl. All right, that's what I have set up for now. We're making corn chowder. You gonna help me make this?
Sure, what do you need?
This is one that you can make at home. This is easy.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Always have potatoes on hand because they're cheap.
Potatoes?
I always triple this recipe when it's just like for us because the original recipe is small. So like when I tripled it, it always fed us and I had leftovers. But today I'm gonna quadruple it so that way you can take some home. Because since it's a soup buffet, we'll have other soups here, you know?
Yep. I steal all your Tupperware.
Yeah, and eventually you need to start bringing it back so we can keep bringing back and forth. I need a pot. I don't
know where any of your stuff is, so you could say I need this, I need that.
I need a pot under
well,
there.
I'm gonna have no idea where your set item is, what kind of pot you want. Well, let me get over here.
You're so happy to be cooking with Mom again?
No, I just need to learn. I need to live on my own. You like that?
Look how slow and smooth that was.
I'm trying to be careful.
See how I'm doing it? Those are good too. Those will cook fast, so see how the size I'm doing here.
Why are you doing it so big?
They're not that big.
That's huge!
So we need 6 cups. This is 4 cups. Did you ever make anything homemade there?
Yeah, we'd make steaks. Well, let me rephrase. I wouldn't make the steaks. I would prep the broccoli. I'd make broccoli.
Oh.
Bailey's the one from Louisiana. But it's very much over-seasoned, you know?
Over-seasoned?
Yeah.
Well, he's from Louisiana. We're gonna cook the potatoes first because I noticed that when cooking this recipe, when you cook the potatoes in the chowder, it ended up taking too long to cook. It's faster if you cook the potatoes in water beforehand.
All right, onions.
All right, you need 1.5 cups of onion for 1 serving, but we're quadrupling this. These are small onions, so we'll do...
Those are pretty big onions if you ask me.
What?
What'd you say?
Those are small onions compared to what I usually get at Costco and Sam's Club. So this recipe originally says to cook the bacon, raw bacon with the onion. We didn't like how that turned out. It just kind of made the bacon slimy. We prefer just cook the bacon separate, and I already done that. So last night I cooked up a pound of bacon. It's ready to go. So I'll cook the onions first, then add the bacon, and then everything else. You can make it the original way, but trust me, we like it better this way. Whew. Is that a strong onion, Jonah? This idea that we're working on right now is really strong. And he says it's worse than tear gas.
I'll take tear gas over this.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm just so happy today's the Halloween party.
Ugh.
So much for putting on makeup. That is a strong onion. Whew. So last night I also prepared the brownies. I cooked up 3 boxes of brownies. I think that will be plenty with the other desserts I have. As soon as we're done with the soup, I'm gonna start working on the desserts. And that's all I have to do this year because it's a soup potluck. It's that easy. So I did save the bacon grease. I'm just gonna put a spoonful of it in my pot and melt it down. And that's what we're gonna saute the onions in. Okay, I'm just gonna saute these until they get translucent. You could do this with butter, Jonah, but I'm using the bacon grease. Our potatoes are boiling now. So once they get just about tender, then we'll stop the cooking process. Onion is nice and translucent. Smells so good.
What's up?
Okay, Jonah, come help me pour in our cans of cream of mushroom soup and cream corn. So bring them over here.
Just dump them.
Dump them in.
Stir.
Yes, sir. All right, I'm crumbling up the bacon. We might overflow. If so, we'll just pour some in another pot. Last night, my house smelled like bacon and brownies. It was great. All right, help me break up this bacon and then I'll start measuring the milk. 1.
That's already 3 cups.
2 batches.
Oh, you ready? Okay, but like, what could really go wrong?
Overflow?
If you didn't like just put in all the milk.
Oh, it could, I don't know, it could change the taste. 3 batches. 4 batches. And then at this point, you just heat it through and you're done. Lightly stir that so it doesn't go over. And I need to add salt and pepper to this. 1/8 teaspoon of ground black pepper.
How much is it?
1/8. So this is 2 batches here, and here's another batch here. And you will need 1/2 teaspoon salt.
Who came up with tea and tables?
Somebody. So that means 2 teaspoons is 4 batches. And we'll just stir it occasionally as it gets hot so it won't stick to the bottom. And then I'll transfer it to the slow cooker. It's not hard, huh? Okay, Jonah, whatever doesn't fit in the slow cooker is definitely yours. And then whatever's left over, you could take some of that too.
Okay.
Okay, this will sit here on low just for a couple of hours, and then I'm gonna move it to warm. And the soup is done hours before dinner, and that's one less stress. All right, and now I'm gonna start on some easy desserts. We're gonna make these ghost brownies. All you need is some brownies, marshmallows, and some melted chocolate. So I cut them a little wider. This is the best one, right here, or corner piece. I love the crunchy on both sides, yum. And I decided to make these last night because brownies always hold up better the next day. So I like working with like day-old brownies. I ended up buying 4 boxes of the Duncan Hines brownies, the chewy fudge, but I only ended up cooking 3. With everything we got going on, I think we'll be fine. So now let's make the ghosts that we're gonna put on top of these. These are the vanilla flavored candy wafers. I just needed the color white, and these I found at Walmart in the party section. But I did print out a recipe that I found online. So this recipe uses 1 10-ounce bag of white milfing wafers and 2 tablespoons of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Oh, I bet they used the chocolate chips for the eyes, the ghost eyes and mouth. So that's why. All right, I'm not worried about that. Okay, we're gonna melt the melting wafers according to the directions. It says to cook and stir for about every 30 seconds. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, it's starting to melt. So I'm gonna put it back in. Ooh, very close. And there we have it. Okay, now we're gonna dip the bottom of our marshmallow into the chocolate and then place it firmly onto the center of each brownie. Now we need to drop a spoonful of this melted chocolate right over the top of the marshmallows. And it's gonna run down and cover all the sides of the marshmallows. And we can use our spoon to help coax it to get it around the whole marshmallow. And it's okay if the chocolate drips down the sides of the brownies. I think it gives it a real cool effect. Let these sit at room temperature until the chocolate ghosts are firm and set.
Moments later.
So I'm taking my black decorative gel and I'm making some ghost faces. Oh my gosh, look how cute this is. I'm finding the best side of these ghosts and putting the faces on them because all the marshmallows are shaped different. Look how adorable these are. These are so fun. I'm excited for my nieces to see these. Too cute, just too cute. Another easy one is graveyard brownies. So last night I experimented with the tombstones on the brownies and it came out all right. I don't know if it didn't work as well because they were fresh brownies. So I'm gonna try them again. What is easier is if you take your cookie, and we're using Milano cookies. I tried just breaking them in half and the cookie like was different sizes. So I'm gonna try cutting it. See, but then so much pressure also makes it break. And try cutting it, but just be quick about it. Ah, yes. You could melt semi-sweet milk chocolate, but I have this decorating gel, but you could do this with melting chocolate and a toothpick. But I'm just gonna put RIP for rest in peace as best as I can. So there we go. I'm wondering if it is easier if I melt some chocolate instead of trying to push them down into the brownie. Maybe if I should put a little bit of this decorating gel. Well, that one's not too bad. Another thing you can do to make it look good is you could put like a little pumpkin on it, a candy pumpkin. I don't think I'm gonna put a pumpkin on every one of them. I'll just scatter it through. I like how sporadic it looks. That's fun. Nothing too crazy, but just a quick Halloween treat to throw together last minute, right? Now it's time for some store-bought desserts. From Walmart, I grabbed their jack-o'-lantern sugar cookies and their pumpkin sandwich cookies. Now I have these two Halloween trays. I'm not sure if I wanna put one on each of the trays or just try to make them look good like I'm doing here all on one tray. Oh, these pumpkin sandwich cookies are so good. They're soft, not too sweet. I really enjoyed them. Yeah, I'm not gonna need this one tray. I'm loving how this is looking. Now I have about an hour before everybody gets here, so I'm just gonna wrap up all the desserts so that way they stay fresh. All right, the cookies are ready.
Isn't she the best?
And one of the last store-bought desserts I grabbed were these pumpkin donuts. Some of them broke apart and I wanted to have a whole donut on the tray. Now these donuts were delicious, FYI. So good. Yeah, I may have gone a little crazy with the desserts this year, but it's Halloween. It's just too fun. I'm also gonna wrap this up and set it to the side as well. And I also wrapped up all the brownies and we're good to go. So I ran to Walmart yesterday and grabbed some things for the charcuterie board. So I have red grapes, their Crafter's Choice cheese. This has mild cheddar, Dutch Gouda, creamy Havarti, and German Swiss. Dill Havarti cheese cubes. We're gonna do some like little smoky mummies, so little smokies. And with that, some crescent rolls, blackberries, guacamole, strawberries, green olives, blueberries, some more charcuterie meat. This is pepper salami, hot copa, and hot calabrese. And then this goat cheese, it's blueberry vanilla. I thought that would look really spooky on the board. And I have things in my fridge for it, and I have things in my fridge for it and in my pantry, so I am good to go. But I definitely want to get this meat sitting out so I can work with it. It's easier to form it into roses and manipulate it the way that you need to when it's warm and not cold. Okay, I started the dishwasher to get that going before dinner. It is 3:30 right now. I washed up some blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries, and I'm just drying off the strawberries so that way we can coat them with chocolate. And I'm gonna start on some recipes for the charcuterie board. And first up, I'm gonna make some white chocolate strawberry ghosts. All right, we're gonna get this in the microwave. Okay, got my strawberries and my chocolate. Dip them in. I still want some of that red of the strawberry to come through. And then I'm gonna just lay it on here and they're gonna dry. All right, these are gonna dry. We could use the black decorating gel, but I have these eyeballs. Sorry, it's loud in here. Derek is now vacuuming. I kind of want to do the black decorating gel on these though, Shaylee. Just because, I don't know, we could try. I got these for the charcuterie board, like other things, but we could try. We're gonna have to put like a little of the decorating gel on it. I don't know if it'll work. All right, so we put those eyeballs on this strawberry. Oh my gosh. They kind of look freaky without a mouth. Look at that. Ah! Shaylee did a scream face on one.
I love ghost face.
I think I'll just do the decorative gel so it's easier to eat.
Yeah.
I'll save these for another time. All right, the next thing I'm gonna make for the charcuterie board is some spooky Halloween mummy dogs. You'll need 1 package of Little Smokies and 1 roll of crescent dough. You'll have the oven preheated to the temperature that's on your crescent roll dough. Unroll your dough. You could separate them out into portions, and then with a knife or a pizza cutter, we're gonna cut the dough lengthwise into strips. Now I'm taking my Little Smoky and I'm drying it off in the paper towel. Just getting some of this grease off will make handling them easier. Okay, so now I'm gonna wrap a strip of the dough around this Little Smoky. The dough will stretch slightly and we're gonna make it look like a bandage. I'm leaving a little bit of the top open so it can expose some of the face. And then I'm just gonna lay this on an ungreased baking sheet. Now just bake according to your dough directions. So it could take anywhere from about 11 to 14 minutes. All right, that package of Smokies got me 26 mummies. That's a great amount for the board. All right, while those are in the oven, I'm gonna start on my charcuterie board. I'm washing out these 2 cauldrons that I found at Walmart, and we're gonna use them on our board. I'm gonna put some dips in these, but they are a little big than what I wanted. So to create more space at the bottom, I just shoved a gallon Ziploc bag in each of them. One, this container isn't gonna fill this whole cauldron. I want the effect when they look at the board where the green guacamole is coming out of the cauldron. So I wanna give it some height. So I know that this is pretty much the size of the bottom. I'm gonna use that as placement for this. I'm gonna get this in the fridge though. I just washed my skeleton head. That's spooky and disturbing. Oh my gosh, yes. Instead of a brie wedge, I am using some Laughing Cow cheese wedges. So you wanna maneuver these very cold. If you wanna pop them in your freezer to make it easier, go for it. Now I'm adding my dill Havarti cubes and this spooky goat cheese. And sorry you guys, my kitchen is gonna be loud for just a moment. The dishwasher's still running and Derek's here in the kitchen with me cleaning up the last of the dishes to get them out of the way. But people will be here in just a few minutes, so it's gonna get really loud. So I'll cut out all the background noise so it is less chaotic for you. Wow, I usually don't like goat cheese, but this is delicious. So I got Cran Pinot jalapeno preserves and Sweet Heat. They're both are so good. This is the Cran Pinot. Look at all the cranberry like bits in there. So good. We have the cranberry jalapeno dips, the other one with the baggie in it as well. All right, we're gonna stick this jalapeno dip in. All right, we got the guacamole here and then the jelly. Look at this, coming together. All right, the mummies will be ready in a minute. Washed and dried the grapes. All right, some of our guests are starting to arrive, so it'll be a quieter video for you. Now these salamis I got are really big round pieces, so I'm slicing them in half, and then I took some mozzarella cheese that I had and cut them into like longer cubes, rolled them up in the 1/2 of the salami, and placed it on the board. And I'm doing that with all the different kinds of salamis. Now I'm grabbing some more of the other fruit, so I'm scattering in some blackberries. Now there is no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing with this board. In most of my boards, I don't really know what I'm doing ahead of time. I just go with the feel. So I try to create height, and that's what we're doing with the cauldrons. I try to place little ramekin bowls for the jellies, for the nuts, sometimes the fruit. And I like to have a good combination of savory and sweet on the board. That's it. I just have fun with it. And they always come out looking so fun. The mummies are done, but I'm gonna let them sit here for a minute and cool down before I get to them. So I added some Ritz crackers, and now I'm adding some tortilla chips to a bowl. And that is obviously for the guacamole. Look how cute these mummies are. Now you could draw some features on the face if you would like take a toothpick, dip it in mustard, and make some eyeballs. But I'm just gonna leave them plain for now. All right, I'm just gonna randomly place them here on the board. I don't know, whatever looks good. And if I can get them propped up, great. Oh my gosh, these are so cute. All right, now I'm placing down some of that sliced cheese. So I think I'll put down, for right now because I'm running out of room on my board, the cheddar and the Havarti. To this ramekin, I'm gonna add some more color and some candies. So from Walmart, I grabbed this fun party mix. It has chocolate covered pretzels, purple and blue candy corn, caramel corn, and like a fruity popcorn that are green and purple. And it looks like there are some darker M&Ms in here. This is fun. And get it on the board. I love how this looks. Okay, to my other ramekin, I'm gonna add some of these rosemary and sea salt cashews. Oh my gosh, they are delicious, you guys. I also have some roasted and salted pistachios, so I'm just sprinkling them randomly around the board. Then I picked up some pumpkin seeds, and I'm gonna randomly sprinkle those in as well. Now you may have noticed I did add in some of those ghost strawberries. Let me know if you could spot them. And I noticed I still have a few empty spaces on my board. So I'm grabbing some more of the salamis, cutting them in half, and just rolling them up. Not with any cheese, just by themselves, and placing them throughout the board. That way people can add them to their crackers and add cheese and put some jelly on it. Yum. Now the last thing I'm gonna add is this cute little Frankenstein peep. I thought he was fun. I had to get him for the board. I love how this turned out. It looks so spooky, especially with that goat cheese. Oh my goodness. The ghost strawberries, the mummies, Frankenstein, the colored popcorn, and those cauldrons sure made this fun, right? Oh my gosh. So we have a little bit of everything, savory and sweet. This is so much fun. I absolutely love putting the boards together. I never know how it's gonna look in the beginning. I just have a few focal points and then I just go to town. I loved how this one turned out. I really hope this inspired you to not be afraid to put a board together, just have fun. I wanna show you the drink station. I grabbed these really fun skeleton cups, and we have one container that's just filled with ice water and the other container with an apple cider. I found this at Walmart and it was really good. Everyone really enjoyed it. So people are starting to dish up their soups. So I decided to just bring out all the desserts and put them on the counter. So our island is just the grazing board and the desserts. I have a confession. I was having so much fun hosting and hanging out and trying to be present with everyone while in hostess mode that I forgot to film all the soups for you. Seriously, I have one job. Anyway, we had 27 people here and 5 soups, and they were all delicious. We had a cheddar broccoli, a chili, a minestrone, and of course my corn chowder. And my favorite was our friend Beth and Chris's pumpkin soup. Oh my gosh, you guys, I had 2 bowls of that. It was so good. She's gonna give me the recipe and I'll share it with you. Oh my word, it was delicious. And I also had 2 big bags of these big rolls. I got these at Smith's and they're soft and really good. All right, but that's not where the fun ended. Nope, I have to have some Halloween games. We did guess the weight of the pumpkin, and yes, they were allowed to hold the pumpkin. So they came in, took a piece of paper, wrote their name and their guess of what the weight was, and put it in the mug we had sitting there. So that was fun. And then we did Halloween bingo. I grabbed a new Halloween bingo off of Amazon this year, and it had 36 cards, and all 36 cards were different. So it came with these little pumpkin pieces, and of course the cards to name off what was being called out.
Okay, next up, scarecrow.
Lucky duck.
Broomstick. Bingo. All right, we got a bingo. Let's check it.
And free scarecrow cat.
Nice. And then we played a new game. It's called the Candy Dice Game. I'll try to find where I got it and I'll link it below. So we had everyone break off into teams of 4. So everyone starts with 4 pieces of candy in front of them. And then we put a pile of extra candy in the middle of the table. They roll the dice, and whatever number they land on tells them what to do. So number 1, take 1 candy. 2, take 2. 3, put 1 back. 4, skip your turn. 5, pass a candy to the left. And 6, give 1 to anyone you want. First person to reach 10 pieces of candy wins. And yeah, it got competitive real fast. We'll for sure be doing this one again. I did have some random prizes. There were some decorations, there was some puzzle books, there was some Halloween mugs. We did have a costume contest. So I had 4 $5 gift cards to Crumble Cookie. It was a lot of fun. The soups were delicious, the games were fun, and with all the treats and the company, it was a great night.